So welcome to another edition of the Diversity Amplification with Cyber Newcomers. This is the Friday edition. So I have 4 time zones, 3 continents, right? Which is the second time this has happened. So again, thank you for joining the show. Megan, thank you for joining the show. Kavisha, and thank you for joining the show, Mahfouz.
My pleasure.
So why don't we start with you, Megan? Just quick introduction of who you are, what you're doing, and then we can go around to Kavisha and then Mahfouz.
Yeah, so I am currently a master's student in a global security, cybersecurity program. We focus a little more on the policy side, so it attracts a lot of like military people who are trying to advance their careers that way, because like the global security and cybersecurity aspect overlap a lot. And so we currently have focused a lot on federal cybersecurity policies and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to complete my master's program in about April, probably of this upcoming year. I started in 2020, January 2020. So I'm kind of excited to wrap it up, but it wasn't too terribly long. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Nice. Kavisha.
So I'm a security analyst and currently I'm working with AppSeco. Before that, I was with Oracle, but as an intern. Yeah. And into my spare time, right, I make sure that I keep contributing, either giving a talk or maybe helping someone who is confused. Like I remember my earlier days, how I confused. So yeah, the spare time I spend like this. So yeah, so it's all around me. And except that, earlier I used to spend sometimes doing, you can say, bug bounting, but not really doing bug bounty. I just yeah, so I haven't started with a hackathon recurrent or bug crowd, but I started reporting to government website. And eventually I listed as a security researcher by Indian government. So wow. That's all about me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Awesome. Mahfouz.
Hi, so I'm Mahfouz. I'm 26, born and raised in London, here in the UK. I studied biomedical science at university and then switched into IT. And now I'm switching into cybersecurity after about less than 2 years in IT. So I'll keep it brief. That's me.
Okay, so I'll stick with you, Mahfouz, because you kind of lead into the first question, which is
Sure.
what gave you the insight into wanting to move into cybersecurity? Okay,
so this was a very, very practical decision. So I was studying biomedical science at university, and by the third year, obviously, we've had a lot of time to learn, and now we're looking to move into a career in biomedical science. And if it's not a career I'm going to enjoy and I can do something about it, I thought now's the time to jump ship. now's the time to get out. So not being someone who wants to leave a job half done, I decided to complete my degree, but I decided to look around to see what other industry can I move into, because I didn't want to spend the rest of my working life in a lab, washing my hands, putting on the lab goggles. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I didn't like that for myself. And so I thought, you know what? I've been building computers since I was 16. I love technology. Maybe IT has got something for me. And then I looked into it and I realized IT is great. Or it sounds like it's got a lot of opportunity, and cybersecurity especially looked financially lucrative, if I'm being honest. And also it looked like it's not restricted. So if I want to get into law, you have to go through a very, very tight traditional path. If you want to do medicine, once again, tight traditional path. Cybersecurity had that promise of opportunity as long as one was willing to take matters into their own hand, if you will, and learn what needed to be learned. You don't have to have a degree in cybersecurity, though obviously it does help. So yeah, that's how I decided cybersecurity is where I want to end up. So yeah, after doing my biomedical science degree, I moved into IT with the hope of moving into cybersecurity eventually.
Awesome. I mean, I've heard that particular journey path so often, right? And and also, again, just like I was telling you before we hit record, is I talk to so many CISOs, right? And I urge you to go and listen to what they're saying. And a lot of what you're saying is resonant, right? So good for you.
Mm.
Kavisha, I know
Thank
you have an interesting pathway into cyber as well. So what caused you to get down this path?
Okay, so it's like it's not directly happened that okay, someone has asked me and I joined it, took the offer. It took me some years to get into. So in 2013, I would say like first year of BTech, I just randomly say, hey, I want to be hacker, and someone laugh, or maybe faculty laugh, you are a girl, or you are into fashion or something. Don't think about it. And then I was like, okay, let me explore. Then I figured out, hey, the developing thing is not for me. So but I was so into in the cryptography, machine learning and AI, Python, right? So I was looking for the like interaction of that. Okay, what can I opt out for? Then I opt out for master, which include the machine learning as well, and that cryptography whole thing. Then I took the risk, and eventually I figure out in 1 year like what interests the most. Okay, I explore networking, I explore sensor security, I explore machine learning, everything. And then I sure that okay, I'm getting into cybersecurity, and that I'm going to start with the web application. And eventually I got into Oracle, and then now AppSeco. And yeah, but yeah, the main
Nice.
background helped me, it's cryptography, machine learning, and mathematics. So yeah, that's what takes me to, hey, I can get into this field.
Nice.
It's not
Nice.
like someone has come to me, hey, take this offer. It's like I took some years to figure out, hey, what will work for me. Yeah, so
Awesome, and then what you say is so important, right? Because sometimes you jump into something, and then again, both Mahfouz, what you are saying, Kavisha is saying, it's like, and if it's not something you want to do, you want to opt out. And sometimes you
yeah,
take the time, like Kavisha, right? It's like no one is saying,
yeah.
hey, you have to get to this point. So
Yeah.
Megan, again, yeah, I want to hear your journey and why cyber.
Yeah, so I did my undergraduate degree actually in international studies. No tech background at all, no really maths or science or anything like that. I was very much like kind of the humanitarian aspect. I was actually focusing on global aid in different parts of the world and doing research that way. So then when I finished my undergraduate, I didn't really know what to do with any of that information, kind of. So I still felt like I wanted to do something that was internationally connected, I guess. So I was looking into programs for a master's, and global security is what attracted my attention. It kind of tied into some of the other things. So like, because security is such a broad topic as well, because you could be talking about like food insecurity and instability and regimes and things like that. So I was kind of connecting it that way. But my program also happened to offer like a cybersecurity element of it, because they were kind of encouraging students saying, hey, like you have to understand that now really everything has cyber relations. So since like I kind of had that mentality of, well, like I want to, it sounds kind of cheesy, but do good in the world and like do something meaningful. Looking more into cybersecurity, it kind of seemed to give an opportunity to really impact a large group of people in a very meaningful way. So like I'm currently looking very strongly into trying to get into like healthcare cybersecurity and things like that, just because again, it ties in really to a lot of things and is very internationally connected as well. So yeah.